Hey everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I thought we would try something different for me anyway. So you guys know that I love Resin. That's my thing. It's probably one of the best eco casting powders I've used. But I have to say I haven't used them all. I love the fact that it just mixes with water and it's, super easy. I rarely get bubbles with it and it just works really, really well. So I enjoy Resin. It's definitely my favorite. But I was thinking, I was in Michael's the other day and they had a sale and they had Mix2Mold on sale, and I've never used it before because I'm kind of one of those people who, if it's not broken, don't try to fix it, right? So it's not, I love Resin, but I did want to give it a try and just to see what the difference was and see if there really was a difference. So like for Resin, I can only get it on Amazon. I can't, buy it in a store or anything like that. But Michael's typically does always have the Mix2Mold. So if it's something that you needed right away, or, when they have sales, coupons, things like that, it might be a better, more economical choice for some people. So I thought we would give it a try. So I thought we would make this tray mold. This is from Molds and Shapes. I love their molds. They are amazing. They're and they're not even that expensive, honestly. They're premium molds. The problem for me is that they are in Denmark, somewhere over there, somewhere in Europe. And so shipping is really, really expensive. But if they were local, oh my gosh, I would have every one of their molds because they are absolutely stunning. So I thought we would make this tray mold, and then when all was said and done, when it's dry, that we would try to use these. So these are like not window, they're like wall stickers. So they're the ones that you can put on your walls and then they're removable. So I just found this at Dollar Tree of all places, right? And I was like, well, that's really cute. Let's see if we could do something with it in either resin or Resin or Mix2Mold. So let's do that. So Mix2Mold kind of works the same way as Resin. It's basically a 10 to 3, so it's 3 to 1 basically. So this is what it looks like. It comes in packages of I'm not sure, 1,000 grams I think, and then this one is the 2,500 grams, so 5.5 pounds on that. This was on sale at Michael's for like $22, I think. And then I had a 25% off coupon on top of that. So it ended up being pretty darn reasonable when all was said and done. So let's give it a go and see how this works. So I feel a little bit like a trader, to be honest, because I am such a loyal J Diction person, but I'm hoping that they will forgive me for the sake of science. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so I did some pre-guessing. Well, actually, I know that this mold holds about 300-ish and 50 grams. So I'm going to try to stick with that general amount. And I'm going to do 300 grams of powder and 90 grams of water. And I'm going to hope that that's enough. If not, we can always add more to it. So, all right. So all we do is, so it comes in this little bucket. In a plastic bag. You can dump out the bag into the bucket if you wanted to. I don't really feel the need to do that, but you certainly can. And the bucket is kind of nice to have, honestly, because with the Resin, it just comes in a regular bag that you just have to kind of cart around. So the bucket does, I will say, I do like the bucket piece. Okay, so if we want 300 grams, we're just going to put our bowl on our scale and zero that out. And then we'll put in well, actually, let's do our water first. Typically, with Resin, it likes you to do water and then pour the powder into it. So let's just do our water first. So 90 grams of water. And we can always, play with it if we need to. Okay. That's about 90. And then we'll do 300 of powder. Interesting. This feels heavier than Resin. I'm sure that's not the case, but it's what it feels. It feels heavier. Like that scoop feels heavier. And the instructions that this came with are pretty darn sparse. So we're just gonna wing it, I guess. I guess they just want you to figure it out as you go. I'm not really sure what their logic is in that, but yeah, it's I'll show it to you when we're finished so you can see. I was like, huh, okay, well, that's not super helpful, but okay. We'll just we'll go with it. All right. So I'm just gonna put this here for a minute. All right, and let's give this a good stir. Ooh, and it feels much thicker than the Resin-Crete. Maybe I'm just biased, but it's got a little bit of a smell to it too. Interesting. Yeah, this kind of has like a much creamier, thicker texture. Not super thick, but like creamier than the Resin-Crete. Resin-Crete's more like water. Like it's truly just like water. When you pour it in, it's kind of miraculous actually. This is more like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll see. Although that does not look like that is going to be enough to fill this. Not even close. I'm going to probably regret this, but I'm going to do another 200 grams. So you guys, if you're screaming right now, stop, don't do it, don't do it. You should be, because that is probably going to be a mistake. You know what, let's do 100. So we'll do another 100 grams. So I'm just going to put in 30 grams of water. And then we'll do 100 grams of powder. That does not look like it's going to be enough. And maybe, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. We've seen that happen before. All right, let's give that a go and see. We can always mix up more if we need to. But I don't even know like what the working time is on this, because the information packet that it comes with does not say. It doesn't say what the working time is. So I'm really not sure. I assume it's probably pretty close to the same as the Resin-Crete, but there's no way to actually know unless we try it. All right. And it is interesting because it does, when you're stirring it, it feels much, much thicker initially. So when you first start stirring Resin-Crete, goodness, talking is hard. It feels much, much thinner. So, all right. I have some Resin-Crete dyes in here. Let's toss them in and see how they go. What do you think? Blue? Purple? Let's do purple. You know what? Let's not. Let's do, what color is this? Deep green. Let's do that. I don't think I've ever used the deep green before. So these are the Resin-Crete pigments. They come, so Resin-Crete has a set of 10 colors, and they come in your basics. You know, your green, your dark green, your pink, your blue, your red. I think there's a brown and a black. I'm not sure if I think those are the basics. There might be some more, but so it's only a line of 10 colors, but that's okay. If you need more colors than that, so like if you're looking for specific colors or just a bigger line, you can use like Homeware Design Co. They have I'm gonna laugh if this is way too much. They have an Etsy shop, and they have quite a bit of colors. I think my table might be just the tiniest bit uneven. Let's see. Actually, you know what? It's actually 400 grams is a lot closer than the 300 would have been. So, okay, don't want to dome this, because doming any type of eco pouring medium doesn't usually bode very well. Do I want to try and stick it in there? Nope, I don't. You know what? I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to say no, and I'm just going to pour it into one of these molds over here. Just going to say no. Sometimes you just have to stop yourself and you just have to put your foot down and say, I'm not going to do it. Okay, so I literally have no idea what the time is on this. Resincrete is about 30 minutes. So I guess I'll come back and check on it in 30 minutes and see where we stand. And then when it's finally cured, I'll let you know about how long that took. And then we'll demold together and we'll take a look at what we have. And in the meantime, I will do some internet research and see if I can find out a little bit more about like working time and things like that. So I'll be back to you in a little bit. It'll be a surprise for both of us, or for all of us. Maybe both of us if there's only 2 of us watching. Okay, so in the interim, it's been about an hour. So in the interim, while I was waiting, I did a little research on Mix2Mold. I should have done that beforehand. I didn't think about it. Hey everybody, it's been about an hour and I was wrong. I did a little research and I went back and read this again. This is a little pamphlet that it comes with. And it says right here, allow it to harden for 60 minutes before removing. So it did tell us the time. I did a little research on it online and I feel good about the 60-minute mark. So we're there. It did say also that you should seal it, but it doesn't say you should wait to seal it, but I'm going to assume that you do. I'm going to assume that you wait, just like you would with the other eco mediums, you'd wait a day before you would seal it. So I'm going to do that too. I'm going to wait for an entire day to seal that. And I was just on a different project and apparently I have a little bit of glitter on myself. Sorry. So let's unmold it. Let's see what it looks like. I mean, the back is pretty, although it is kind of, oh, that's interesting. Okay. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. So because I didn't mix it in, because I marbled it, I'm guessing that's what's happening here. Is it's just floating on the surface. All right, well, let's see what happens. Let's unmold this. Okay. I mean, pretty basic. Not too special. Yeah, I mean, it's fine, right? It's fine. It looks kind of the same as Resincrete. It feels pretty similar to Resincrete. Let's see. Not really feeling a lot of bubbles. I see that there is one right here and one right here. But for the most part, it's pretty smooth. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Well, it's pretty similar to Resincrete, honestly. The back feels kind of gritty though, and I think that's, I don't know why. The pigment kind of floated, or there was more pigment towards the bottom perhaps in the bowl as I poured it in. And so it's kind of on the back, and so it's a little bit gritty, which I'm not a big fan of, but sometimes Resincrete's a little bit like that, but all of the green is coming off of my fingers. So I'm just gonna let this sit for 24 hours and see if it absorbs that pigment or if it just stays there. And then if it stays there, what do we do about it? Hopefully if we seal it, it'll stop being creepy and weird. Okay, so interesting. Never had that happen with Resincrete before. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Just hasn't happened to me yet. So let's give it 24 hours and then I'll come back to you and we'll do our next step, which is to put our decal on. Hey everybody, it's been almost 24 hours, not quite, but almost. And I think I'm going to go ahead and put our decal on. Well, this is actually a sticker. Put our sticker on, and then we'll do some epoxy over the top of this. So I'm still concerned because the ink is still coming off. So if I take a paper towel and just rub it on there, the ink is still, it's still coming off. and it's kind of coming off everywhere. And like if I take my paper towel and just rub it across here, it's just like completely rubbing like the Mix2Mold off. It's weird, like really weird, and quite frankly unpleasant. Yeah, okay. So far I'm not loving this. That's a bizarre thing that I have never experienced. Let's see if it's doing it on the front too. So it's interesting because the front really doesn't seem to be giving off any ink or anything like that. Huh. Strange. Okay, well, all right, let's finish this and we'll see what happens after that. So far, definitely going Resincrete has been my brand for a while, and I think it's going to continue to be my brand. That's strange, but you know what? We'll try it again with something else just to see if this was a weird fluke. Maybe we'll do it without colorant, and then we'll try a different one with colorant, and we'll mix it in thoroughly. We'll do some experiments, and we'll see. Because I don't want to be a quitter, right? Okay, so I do want to cut out some pieces of this because obviously this giant flower is not going to fit in the middle. You know, the tray is like right here. So what I think I'm actually going to do is I'm going to cut out like these flowers, like the little ones, and use those and save the big one for something else. So, oh, isn't that interesting? So there's two sides. There's the white side and there's the pink side. So you can use both sides. Okay. So I am going to cut out, actually, I don't guess I even need to cut them out, do I? They're stickers. Well, I guess I do because I don't want them as is. So I do need to cut them out. So I'm just going to cut these out and I'll come back to you when I'm done because nobody cares about me cutting out paper. Well, that was exciting. Cutting out things is not my favorite thing to do. Hold on, let me clean this mess for a second because it drives me crazy. I think I just made that worse. Okay, so I was originally going to do like this one and then a whole bunch of other ones, but you know, I'm kind of a fan of less is more. So I think I'm gonna go with something like this. We'll put them on, we'll see how we feel about it. So let's just peel our sticker and see what happens. These are just like really heavy wall decals, and what I really like about them is that there's no white border around them. You know, with so many stickers, they have that white border. These don't, which I'm a fan of. Although I wish, I wonder if these come right back up. Let's see, shall we? Because I really don't like that. My daughter stole my X-Acto knife when she was doing birthday things. So of course it's not in here. So let's see. I wonder if I use this without, let's just see. I don't know if I can do this or not. Oh yeah, it comes right back up because it's supposed to be like one of those wall decorations that you can pick up and put down. I don't love the green on it, so I'm actually just gonna get rid of it. Now, I do think that before I epoxy this, that I will spray seal it with my Rust-Oleum 2x clear because these are not super sticky. So I do want to make sure that I seal them in so that they don't peel up when we put the epoxy down. Okay. Oops. Just was not loving that green. It just didn't feel right. Okay. That I like so much better. And I am going to seal them down, so hopefully it won't be too much drama. And it's possible that this might still just be the tiniest bit damp. What if we do this here? Just the tiniest bit damp, because it is chilly here, so it's possible that it's still a little damp. And that could be why it's cranky. Okay. How do we feel about that? I kind of like it, honestly. Like, we could put, we could put something over. No, you know what? Less is more, less is more. I'm going to leave it just like that. Okay, so I am going to go spray seal this with my Rust-Oleum. And then when that's dry in about, normally it takes like 20 minutes, but because it's chilly, it'll probably take a little bit longer. So maybe like in an hour, I will come back to you and then we will epoxy this. And I think I'm going to leave it. Sorry, there's so much drama happening back there. I think I'm going to leave it just like that. Not going to add it. I think I'm just going to leave it. It's okay that it is not balanced. It's okay that it's asymmetrical. It's okay. So I'll spray it. I'll come back to you. We'll epoxy it. And then we'll see what the heck is going on with this. Maybe I'll do some research and see if I can figure out why this is just coming off. Okay, more to come. Talk to you in an hour-ish. Hey everybody, this is what it looks like right now. So I took some spray sealer and I spray sealed it, and I used the Rust-Oleum 2x Clear Ultra, which is my favorite spray sealer. And then I mixed up some of the J-Diction 4-hour demold, added a little bit of crushed crystal, and we should be good, I hope. Let's see what happens. So I'm just going to pour some of this in here. Not too much. And then just see what happens. Can I just tell you, I know I've said this before, but I do not like the 4-hour at all. At all. It just does not like to move. It does not like to move. I'm gonna just let it set for a few minutes. Let's see if it needs any more, which it does up here in this corner. There we go. That's better. Nice. All right. Okay, so I have to top coat something else. I'm gonna let this set for, oops, for just a little bit. Wow. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for like maybe 5 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back to it and see where we are, and see if we need to add any more or if we're all good. So I'll be back to you. All right, friends, I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll come back. I'll check on it, and then I will see you. I'll see you when this is done. Sometime tomorrow, no doubt. Hey everybody, it's been about almost 24 hours since we put a little bit of resin in here. And it actually turned out really pretty. Like, I think it turned out gorgeous actually. The decals stayed down, they didn't float up. I kind of like that it's asymmetrical and it's not, just like flowers everywhere. I'm trying to do that whole less is more thing. Still getting pigment coming off the back. And I did some research, and everything I saw kind of talked about pigment not being mixed in thoroughly. But the idea, if you want a marble, right, that your pigment's not going to be mixed in thoroughly. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try it again. I don't know if I'll use the same mold or a different one, but I'll try it again. And instead of using the pigment in the Mix2Mold, and marbling it in there, I think what I'll do is mix the pigment thoroughly. Like I'll divide it up into 2 cups. Mix the pigment thoroughly in both of the cups and then marble it that way and see if that makes a difference, because I think this turned out really pretty. So yes, I think that's maybe try marbling it that way and see if that makes a difference, because this is super bothersome to me. We can fix it by sealing it. They have special sealers that you can use for eco casting powders. You could also use a polyacrylic, which is probably what I'll use. You can also spray seal it. So there's a lot of different options for it. And that really will stop the bleed from happening on that backside, and it'll make it completely fine. You have to seal it anyway if you want it to be waterproof. I just not a big fan of that, of the pigment rubbing off and leaving that chalkiness from the finish on everything it touches, your hands, your mat. It's odd. So yeah, so we'll give it a try again, and we'll see if maybe I just did something wrong, which is highly probable actually. So thank you guys for stopping by today. I'm gonna go spray seal this and call it good. And then we'll do another one of these and see what trouble we can get into there. So thanks so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you next time.